Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 386 of the All You Can Hear podcast. But we're doing things a little different. This is going to be the pre show before the actual show. Tanner kind of doesn't know about this. He might be thinking we're doing a bit, but probably when he gets on, he'll find out that it wasn't a bit. Um, we were originally going to get on at 7, but Tanner had to push it to 7:30, and I thought it'd be really funny if we recorded maybe a 30-minute segment of me and Colt just shooting the shit or whatever until he gets on and we do the actual episode. So yeah, and my co-host is Colt. You can introduce yourself now.
Daya is Shrek's daughter. Hey, my name's Colt.
Is that a bit?
No, in the new Shrek
She's
5,
in the movie?
Yeah, she's playing Shrek's daughter.
I did not know that. I have not seen anything. I saw the number 5 and that's it. I was like, oh yeah, Shrek 5's coming. This is going to be a gamer episode where we talk about video games, of course, and I guess I'm just going to quickly go over some games that we won't talk about in the main show, but I would just like to bring to light here in the pre-show. So first up, we got this really ambitious indie project called Butthole Sniffers, where it comes from this small studio called Rim Job, and you can play as 2 different dogs. You can play as a Pomeranian or a Chihuahua, and basically you go around the neighborhood trying to work your way up the ladder by sniffing butts. At first you're going to be sniffing other scumbags, in the neighborhood, but then as you move up, you're getting to like more regular like middle class people. And then you're getting to like high class like dogs and stuff, and then eventually you're going to want to work your way up into like corporate settings and stuff like that until you can either get to like a CEO sniffing his butt, or like I don't know, maybe even the president, so pretty crazy.
Now, how much can I pre-order this game for?
Pre-orders don't go up until a month later. To give you an idea of what it looks like too, it has like PS2 era graphics, kind of in the same vein as like Banjo-Kazooie. But I mean it's pretty good, and it's like I said, it's ambitious. It's a pretty big like 2 like pretty lengthy stories from what I hear with this Pomeranian and Chihuahua. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So go check it out. This is from the same studio who made Anal Gland Expression. They made Toilet Water. So those are 2 big titles under their belt as well. Yeah. Next up, we have another game. This is from Steam Next Fest. It's called Monkey in a Cage. It has nothing to do with Ape Escape, if anyone remembers that game. This is where you play as a monkey, of course, in a zoo, and this is just a demo. It's not the full thing. It's still kind of under wraps, but basically what it is that you kind of just walk around the enclosure. You can pick up bananas and eat them, or sometimes with like the passerbys, you can like poop in your hand and throw them at the people. It has a really good aim and action mechanic there. Yeah, pretty solid demo though. I got to play a little bit of it. Thank you guys over there at coming from the studio known as Jungle.
That's the one, like how they had Donkey Kong Country with Donkey Kong, the drum system on the GameCube, where you beat on the drums. It was that, but you just stroke a banana controller that came with the game.
Yeah. So it's I mean, they're all about like innovation within the video game industry. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped for this. This is pretty crazy because I don't think that we get so much news on the X-rated side of the video game industry, but this received a lot of praise and attention for how just kind of like gorgeous and emotional the story is. So basically, you play as of course, an adult Pinocchio, and he's still not a real boy. He's still wooden. And of course, if you know Pinocchio, when he lies, his nose extends out, and basically, it's just him trying to date. And they actually depict him like having like pretty raunchy sex. And part of that is that sometimes they have him stick his nose, but then part of it is that you're kind of you have choices, and determining how you perform in the situation kind of determines how this relationship or the session goes. as you progress. But basically, when you're in this session where you're using your nose to stimulate the other person, you're throwing obscenities at them, right? Like, oh, you're a dirty whore or you're a bitch or something, right? And so when you're doing that, obviously Pinocchio doesn't believe that, so he's lying and then extends his nose. And that brings a lot of pleasure to the person, and it's kind of a sweet but also sexy kind of imagery there. So yeah, I'm very interested in that as well. Yep. Yeah, I have nothing else. I'm tapped out. uh, so what's going on with you?
I mean, I really just stuff that's for the main episode, I guess, for when Tanner's here.
Wow, pussy.
I mean, I haven't really been doing anything else that's not video game related.
Wow, you don't sleep, you don't eat, you don't piss, you don't shit.
Yeah,
Nothing
you're
like that?
right. I slept. I ate some food. I went to work. Yeah, I did that.
Very engaging stuff, Colt. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Even though I'm the one that brought it up. That's I will say crazy news though okay, so this is like this is like real shit. Gene Hackman dying. That was pretty crazy.
Saw the
And
news for that right as the direct was starting. I was just, what the fuck? It's a great thing to see right before you're ready for some new Pokemon news. But yeah, just I'm thinking the dog poisoned them all and did a suicide.
it was so sad because like I actually saw that last night before I went to bed and I was gonna send it, but I was so sleepy. I just didn't. But if nobody knows, him, his wife, and their dog were just found dead. Police reports say that it was no foul play and off the top, it's just like three people dying at the same time. That's weird. But then it's just like, well, that happens because of like stuff like poison or carbon monoxide. Um,
I'm gonna go ahead and
so
say CO2 got him.
yeah, I was gonna say it's probably that. Like, make sure you're getting your detectors. Make sure you're getting those replaced and getting those with batteries and stuff. Because, I mean like that's not the only time that's happened. I mean, there's been stuff like that's happened in the past where like whole families have died because they just all get poisoned. No odor, no sound, nothing, just dead. Um,
It made me want to watch some more Gene Hackman movies because it made me realize like I've only seen like a handful. With the French Connection and the other one where they just kept speaking in nonsense.
Night Moves.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, I did not like Night Moves. I liked the French Connection though. It was crazy because right before this, because of um Gene Hackman dying, my dad actually went to the Dollar General near us, and they actually had a Blu-ray copy of the French Connection for $5. So he
Oh,
just
hell
bought it.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh well, it's good. Um, Makes me want to watch the second one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's in our list of shit to watch.
Oh, yep. Um, another person who died recently that I don't know if you know her, but Michelle Trachtenberg, she died at like 39, which is really young.
Oh,
I
yeah. She
remember.
was in some of those Heartthrob movies. She was the, not Heartthrob. What's the female equivalent to Heartthrob?
I mean, what, like, not Girl Next Door, but kind of, yeah, kind of. I mean, she's very obviously supposed to be like lead love interest romance. I mean, um, the only one I can remember her from is Euro Trip, where they all go on like this kind of road trip across Europe because this guy wants to um get with this long distance girl or whatever. She's in that. That's really what I remember her from as an adult or when she's a little older. I remember her specifically though. Her most famous role I think is Harriet the Spy. We have that on VHS. Um, yeah, yeah,
Damn.
it's really sad. Um, I thought this was gonna be a more fun pre-show, but I ran out of stupid bits.
Fuck
So
it. Let's go through the entire obituary. Everybody that's died in the last week. No,
gosh,
let's not. That would be
no,
bad.
no, we're not doing that. Yeah, just crazy stuff. I will say, changing the subject now because I don't know anybody else, and I don't want to make this any more sad. Um, Recently, I haven't seen the newest episode of Invincible at the time of us recording this, but it was just so funny because um, I guess slight spoilers for Invincible season 3 if you haven't. Well, I'm not going to go into anything specific, but because now I'm caught up on Invincible, I'm getting more Invincible discourse or whatever, and I'm like, man, people are fucking stupid. like people like pulling like shit of like, oh, this animation sucks. This episode, like last week, it was like episode 5. This episode 5 is a filler. Like they don't know what they're doing. Like it's just like, my God, people, you do know this is based on a fucking comic book, right? And also, too, the animation, sure, fine. They could have done certain things a little better, but for the most part, I'm like, some of the things that people are picking apart, I'm just like, fuck off, man. Like, nitpicky bitches. Like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
I saw a bunch of it before I even started watching the newest season. It was mostly just clips from like the first episode, and it was like minuscule fights that don't really
Yeah.
matter. It was the scene where so fucking not connected to the main story, but the baby is punched into the air.
The giant, people were
Yeah.
like, all they had to do was just drag the whatever the PNG or JPEG, just drag him across the screen. It's just like, well, motherfuckers,
They fucking fly. I'm gonna need you to rewatch some season 1 and season 2 because let's just say that's a very, very common tactic used in animation.
I was gonna say, I'm like, that is so common. Like, what else do you expect? Because like, it's such an inconsequential fight, and like, there's no reason to put any more detail or budget into something like that. Like, I'm just like, my God, you guys are like, none of you. And these are all the same people who don't work in animation, or who don't work in like a studio or company setting. I'm like, there's just no need for that. Like, if you want to go all out and spend like hours and hours upon punching one fucking giant into the air, getting every single frame and shot, by all means, go for it. But for the rest of the story, like, let's move on. Like, come on. Yeah, and then people talking about how like, again, it's so funny because I read comments where it's like, tell me you haven't read the comics without telling me you haven't read the comics, but then it's like, tell me you haven't even watched the fucking show, because people were complaining that Invincible's getting beat up too much. He's supposed to be one of the strongest beings on the planet, and he's getting beat up too much. It's just like, okay, A, holding back, B, go back and watch the whole fucking show over again. Um, C, the enemies you're fighting have clear advantages over him. I mean, again, slight spoiler, one of the enemies he just fought is literally from a different reality. Like, it's magic. He can't fight that effectively. And then another thing was he got his nervous system attacked. Again, can't fight that. He has a nervous system like any other living thing. It's just like, it's like, my God, people, you know jack shit about the very thing you're watching. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I'm loving Invincible. I'm very excited to watch the new episode.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. What do we got? Like 3 episodes left, counting this one or not
Uh,
counting this one?
I think maybe counting this one. I think it's 8 episodes. So
Yeah,
is this 6?
I don't know. I think so.
No,
Yeah.
it's either 2 or 3. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I know you've watched Creature Commandos recently. If you want to
Oh
say
yeah.
some stuff about that, you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to go into spoilers or anything. You just
I highly recommend everybody that already hasn't. I'm late to the party technically, even though it kind of just ended in January, I think. But check Creature Commandos out. It's a continuation of the Suicide Squad. story. It's got the same characters or that appeared in that are in this are the same characters. It's just a great continuation. James Gunn did a great job. I will say one complaint about it. I don't like how they made James Gunn have his own little animation sequence in the intro. It feels a little too ass kissy.
Oh, I've seen that. I don't know. I think it's fun.
It's fun. Like the first time, you're like, that's fun. But after seeing it for like 7 episodes in a row, you're like, okay, I get it. You're saving DC, James. But let's stop sniffing your farts a bit.
I do think that's funny. Like you said, it's like he's being hailed now as the savior of DC at the moment, and I mean, sure, he's bringing it back up, but man, okay, I can see it's funny. Yeah. I do plan to catch up on the boys very soon. I just got to start it. So, yeah, gonna do that. Penis.
Picture the cheering crowds as soon as you said that.
I always am. Every time I say an offhand comment like that, I always picture cheering crowds. So, gotta keep my mind in my mind. Yeah.
Want to just pause till Tanner gets ready?
No.
Okay.
We're gonna keep it going.
There it is.
Hello?
Wow. I didn't even have to stop recording. That's crazy.
Oh, what have y'all been doing?
I told you we're doing a pre-show. We did a pre-show.
What did y'all do a pre-show about?
You'll have to listen to it when it comes out. It's a 20-minute pre-show now.
Jeez, is it like are you putting it on the front of this episode?
Yeah, of course. It's a pre-show.
Oh. It's just okay. It's
I'm gonna keep this in too.
I hope you do. Just I thought you were joking, and I was like, oh, they're already in the call. Nice. We'll just roll right into it. And then I see that Craig has been recording for 21 minutes.
I was half joking. I had this stupid idea where I was like, oh man, this would be kind of funny if we did like a pre-show where we just kind of I won't spoil that for you.
Hey, thanks.
So then I get on, and as I'm getting on, I see Colt's in. I was like, oh shit, did Colt read my mind or whatever? Like he actually wants to do a pre-show. So I get in, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? So we do a pre-show.
Incredible. Well,
he did not tell me to. I said, like, what would we talk about? He's like, just go off of my stuff. I was like, okay.
And Colt does not go off much.
No, I do not, because I don't know what the fuck to say.
Colt, it's mostly me talking. It's very good.
I love that Colt is like, I have no idea how to podcast.
Well, to be fair, my idea is like
he didn't tell me his idea at all. I had no clue.
It's mostly imagination. So yeah.
What the fuck? Okay. I'm going to make a note to listen to the first 20 minutes of this episode. Good Lord.
It was so funny because right before this, Cole was like, you want to pause it? I'm like, no, just leave it up. We're going to have a long silence or whatever. But then you came on immediately. So I was like, oh, never mind.
See, and now you should put the intro here. Like have the whole pre-show, me come in, intro, now the episode.
Well, I already introed, so.
so you introed for the main show during the pre-show?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh no, hold on. He's here.
Oh,
Why don't you introduce yourself, Tanner? Oh shit, I said your name.
Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Tanner. We moved the podcast back to 7:30 and they've already been recording.
They know that.
But yeah, I was about to say, you know that. If you've made it this far, you know that.
Yeah, so now the official show starts. This is episode 385, the official show, the show after the pre-show.
Is it not 386?
Oh, my bad, 386. I said that at the very beginning. Why did I fucking forget? Okay. It's episode 386. I say that. This is going to be a gamer episode where, if you listen to the pre-show, then you know that this is we're going to be talking about video games and game stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much, God, this is so hard not knowing what y'all talked about. See,
we
here's
didn't
what
talk
I'm
about
afraid of.
anything game related. Really.
See, you say that, but I'm afraid I'm going to say something, and then like the bit's going to be, oh, we already fucking talked about that.
No, okay. I'll go ahead and calm your fears. The first part, okay, if anybody listened to the pre-show, you'll know the first part was literally me talking about fake stuff. Just fake shit. Not real.
Awesome.
And then after that, we talked about Gene Hackman and Michelle Trachtenberg dying.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, we talked about Invincible and Creature Commandos a little.
Oh, wow, awesome. Well, we're just getting it all in this episode, I guess.
Yeah, so you're not. Yeah, it's fine.
Awesome. I've been thinking the whole time. I'm like, I bet they already talked about their fucking games.
No.
I made a point not to.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we can't talk about anything in the actual show because that ruins the purpose of it. So.
Well, I appreciate that. What man? Let me tell y'all. You know how to keep a man on his toes.
Oh man, that reminds me. Damn it, I should have talked about it in the pre-show. Okay.
Can't talk about it anymore.
No, I'm talking about it. I recently had a chalupa from Taco Bell. And boy, I never really care for getting Taco Bell. But the chalupa,
dude, the chalupa's good.
The chalupa might be my go-to, and I really liked it, and I was very surprised.
So I don't know if you know, but the day we're recording this, they just introduced their chicken caliente menu. They have like a new spicy queso, but they also have, for the 20th anniversary of the Crunch Wrap, they have Crunch Wrap sliders now that are just mini Crunch Wraps filled with steak and the spicy queso dip.
How do they do mini Crunch Wraps?
I'll continue your question.
I just don't understand how they do it because they're already. What is a Crunch Wrap again? Is it like
Crunch Wrap's the hexagon thing?
Okay.
They're big.
Pretty big.
Okay,
yeah.
I was thinking of something smaller.
Yeah,
I was thinking like, how the fuck?
Regular like lunchtime Crunch Wrap is pretty big. Now the breakfast Crunch Wraps are smaller, but I mean they're still fairly sizable. But these like new Crunch Wrap sliders look like silver dollar pancakes. They're probably a little bigger than that, but they're pretty tiny.
How do they make them? Did they breed them? I don't know.
Yeah, the lunchtime Crunch Wraps, it's like a Pokemon breeding situation. I don't know if we should waste people's time more time to not get to video games.
I wanted to talk about Taco Bell because I've been enjoying it.
Their
just got it.
Their Live Moss event is the day this comes out tomorrow. It's on Tuesday.
And also too, I did try their birthday cake churros with birthday cake frosting filling, and they're pretty good. Kind of, they're good. They're just good. I'll say that because I bought another set.
So you went to Taco Bell again today?
Yeah, I did.
Jesus.
I was like, I really like that chalupa, and I want another one.
That's funny. That's funny. I haven't had Taco Bell in a hot minute. We were talking
The
about
last
getting it Saturday, but now Sonic has that new like spicy mango strawberry slush with tahini in it. I'm like, oh, I really want to try that.
I really want to try that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And where we're going, there's a Sonic right by the Taco Bell. I'm like, can we get both? So we may be getting both. When we go get
Please.
groceries on Saturday.
I'm on Taco Bell, and I fucking hate tahini. So fuck you.
Do you really not like
No,
tahini?
I really don't like it.
Oh,
I've
I
given
love
it
tahini.
multiple chances because I like the reactions of people eating it. They're like, delicious, scrumptious. But when I eat it, I don't have that experience.
See, it's so weird. Like, I don't consider my mom like a culinarily adventurous person. She has gotten to where she puts tahini on anything. I mean, she'll put it on every, and it's so bizarre. Like, I mean, this is a woman who 20 years ago would have like just boiled a piece of chicken and said, "Here's your lunch."
She got bad acid reflux.
My mom, no.
I guess not if she's putting tahini on everything. So
I feel like with tahini, it would make it worse.
Oh no, it would.
yeah, it would. That's what I'm saying. If she had acid reflux, she probably wouldn't be eating it.
It's also interesting that she's so into tahini because most of the time, like most like Spanish and Mexican dishes, she is not into at all. So it's very interesting that she has this draw to tahini.
Not even white people tacos?
I mean, she'll eat that, and there's some stuff from like Mexican restaurants she'll eat, but like it's definitely not one of her. There's multiple other types of food she would put above Mexican food. It's definitely not her favorite. But she loves white people tacos, if that was the question.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, she'll pull out the jar of paste, dollop of Daisy sour cream, bags of cheese. I mean,
I can't handle it. Like, I've had so many white people tacos throughout my life. If I never had one ever again, I would be so okay.
Cole, I'm right there with you.
I agree.
Right there with you. Especially too, like now that I say now, like within the past like 10 or 12 years, I've had like good street tacos. I don't even want just regular tacos. Like I want specifically a corn tortilla, cilantro, onion, and a meat. Like I don't want any cheese. I don't want any fancy accoutrement, maybe a lime wedge, but that's what I want my tacos to be. Like anything else and you're losing me.
Exactly.
I need that exotic meat. Give me that fucking tongue. Give me that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Organs.
Give me the lingua. Give me the cow cheek, the capeche or whatever. Yeah, give me all of that. I don't want. I could go the rest of my life without ever eating ground beef again. I think
I like ground beef in certain things.
I really
tacos
don't.
is a no.
I like if I have the option, like say at a Taco Bell or a Taco Casa, between ground beef and chicken, I'm chicken 1,000% of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, speaking of chicken,
that's an episode.
Yeah, just stop the recording here. Put this out as its own thing.
This is part 1 to the gamer episode.
Yeah, this is the 35-minute banter we had.
Fuck it. Let's name it 285.5. Released it on Thursday. Or not Thursday, on like fucking Friday.
That'd be tomorrow.
Sunday. And then released the normal one after on that Monday.
I was just going to say, just make this a non-canon.
Yeah, but still release it before.
I think it's funnier if you release it after.
Okay, but still name it point something?
Sure. I mean, you can.
Wenzel, how do you feel about that?
I mean, we can. so, uh, so, how you want me to? So you want to put this out as episode 385.5? Release it on
Thursday
Friday
or yeah, Friday.
or Friday
I mean,
after we put out.
Friday would be tomorrow.
Not this
No,
Friday,
like
the after.
next Friday.
Yeah.
I think it'd be okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Monday's episode comes out, and all this can stay in. Monday's episode comes out. It's episode 386. This episode comes out on Friday, 385.5. Or it can be 386.5. It doesn't really matter. It can be. We can make this episode 400.
Just have it in the bag for that long?
Okay. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. I mean, shit, I could put it out tomorrow if you wanted me to. I mean, there's really not much editing to be done at all.
Oh, fuck it. Put it out tomorrow.
Okay, we just want to do that then. 385.5.
Yeah, 385.5.
The pre-show.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.